You're listening to the Master Passive Income Podcast Network. Welcome to the Master Passive Income Show. My name's Dustin Heiner, and I'm here to help you quit your JOB, that just over broke job, by investing in real estate. And in today's show, I'm pumped to share with you how you can actually beat what stops most real estate investors, even stops me sometimes still, even though I've been investing for 20 years. We're going to show you how to get past analysis paralysis in today's show. All right, here we go.
Welcome to the Master Passive Income Podcast, where we talk about investing in real estate with a special focus on making enough money so you can quit your job and live the dream life. And now, here's your host, Dustin Heiner.
What's up? Super blessed as always to have you here with me on the show. Now, today I am recording in Tokyo, Japan. I'm literally in Tokyo. We're inside of our Airbnb. And whenever we travel, we bring our kids. And I'm in an Airbnb because hotels are just so much more expensive. But we go to Airbnbs all over Japan. We're going to be here for 10 days. And the trip has been amazing so far. Now, I've been to Japan at least 20 times. So growing up, we would go to Japan every 2 or 3 years. My dad would, and my brother and myself. And we just carry that on as I got older, and now I have kids, and so we take our family to Japan. We just love it. I'm half Japanese, if you didn't know. You might be thinking, well, Dustin Heiner, that sounds like not Japanese. That sounds German. I was like, yes, absolutely. That's actually my stepdad's last name. And so my biological dad is from Japan. Now, let me tell you a fun little quick story about my dad. My dad, born in Japan, growing up, went to school here. When he was 18, 19 years old, he graduated college or university, and he said, I want to travel the world. And he and his buddy wanted to travel the world. They went from Japan to Hawaii, and then Hawaii to California, went to Fresno, which is where I'm born, and he stopped there. So he went from Japan to Hawaii, Hawaii to California, stopped there. His friend continued on, and my dad stopped. And then met my mom, and then had my brother, myself. And, years later, I'm talking to my dad because he was recounting the story of attempting to travel the world. And I said, Dad, you suck as a world traveler. I mean, sorry to be so crass, but I literally said that. I'm like, you're terrible at world traveling. And he laughed. And I mean, it was great now because obviously I'm blessed to be alive. My mom and dad met and everything. But now we come back to Japan. In fact, this is our 3rd year in a row to come to Japan. And I've been posting things on my Instagram and I don't post it on the main channel, it's in the highlights, so you're gonna have to kind of find it. But if you go to Instagram, find me, the Dustin Heiner, and follow me on there. I'd love just sharing everything that I'm doing and sharing all these amazing things about Japan, like going and getting the absolute best sushi and sashimi here at the Tsukiji Fish Market in Tokyo. Like, if you go to a fantastic restaurant in America, and they say, hey, we had this imported from, all over the country or all over the world. Like, if they say they imported it from Japan, Tsukiji Fish Market, that's the location that everything is bought from and shipped around the world. Like, this is the top notch. They pay like $500,000, $1 million for a tuna, like amazing tuna, big, huge fish. And this is the place. This is the place that all the fish come into, and that's where they sell them all for lots and lots of money, and they ship them to you. Well, I'm here eating this amazing food here in Japan, seeing all this fantastic stuff. And I was like, you know what? I want to record episodes in Japan, just so like I could actually physically say, hey, I'm in Japan, and not be lying. Because, being on a 10-day trip, I could have recorded beforehand and recorded and just released them and say, oh, I'm in Japan, even though I'm in the States, in Nashville, where I live. But no, I'm sitting here right now. I sent my 4 kids off so that they don't bother me while I'm recording. They're going to something called a konbini. A konbini is what they call it in Japan. It's a convenience store. Think of 7-Eleven. There are a few big brands like Lawson, 7-Eleven, Family Mart. But here's the crazy thing in Japan. Most people, they do not go grocery shopping. Most people, especially if they're single, they just go and eat at convenience stores or the konbini. But they have really good food. It's like fresh made food. They deliver it every single day, prepackaged, fresh made meals, and then you just buy it and grab it. It's It's amazing how good this food is here. So I'm going to stop talking about Tokyo because I'm posting a lot of that stuff on Instagram. So definitely learn more, or check out more of the things that I'm doing. But I've been here 20 plus times, and all the things that, we've done almost everything, seen almost everything here. And so we now just do the fun things that we really, really enjoy, but then eat a lot of amazing food, from the sushi to the curry, the yakiniku, which is like barbecue, all you can eat barbecue. It's just amazing. You guys would love it here. Now, I'm pumped to share with you one of my students who is an engineer, started investing, bought his first property without me, and he admits, and you'll hear it in this episode, he did everything wrong, but now he's now doing it right, investing right, and at the same time, being an engineer. Engineers, they're very analytical, and he was getting analysis paralysis, like we all get. And trust me, I even get analysis paralysis when I'm buying properties. And I'll share with you quickly how I get out of that. But even though I've been investing for 20 years, investing in real estate for cash flow, I still get analysis paralysis because there's so much information, so many different properties you're analyzing. And even though I have such a huge long track record of buying 30 plus properties, single family homes, and apartment complexes and all that, I still need other people around me to help me with good decisions. Give you a quick example. We have the portfolio builder program that we're doing for 2 of our investors. And what that quickly is, so we have people that say, Dustin, we have more money than time, meaning they have lots of money, no time, and they want to invest in real estate. And they say, Dustin, would you please just do all the work for us? We'll pay you and we'll buy the properties, but we don't have the time to build the business, to find the contacts, to find the properties, offer and negotiate. Can you do all that work as if you're doing it for us or for yourself and do it for us? I said, you know what? I can only be asked so many times before I finally say yes. So we're doing that, and we're buying 2 properties right now. We got 3 properties under contract. 2 are currently in escrow. And these properties, we're getting them discounted by like 20% because we're putting in lots of offers. We're doing it right. And on top of that, reason why I'm telling you about the analysis paralysis with these properties as well, when you're putting in 10 offers a day, and that's what we're doing, we're putting in 10 offers a day, you can easily get analysis paralysis. So you're analyzing many, many properties too in order to put in 10 offers a day. Well, what we do is a couple of things, how we beat analysis paralysis, and my student will share with you how to actually beat analysis paralysis as well. But what you need to do is have lots of people around you that know what they're doing, that invest like you, so that you can compare. You can talk to each other. See, hey, this is what I'm seeing. What are your thoughts? So you get an outside perspective. That's number one. So my inner circle, where we have our active investors all come together 4 times a year for 2-day intensives with me, giving them the coaching and building them up, giving them past their goals or getting them past their goals. You get around other people. Then you ask questions and you see what other people are doing, and you get their third-party experience, and they're going to help you to realize what the right decision is. That's number one, is getting around other people. So if you want to check out my inner circle, check the link in the description. If you want to apply, it's an application process because we only take really active investors that can build value or bring value to the other people in the group. That's going amazingly well. And then another thing I do is I get around mentors or other people who are much better than me and ask them and talk to them about the deals and get coached by them. And so that's something that all my students do. And our student that I'm bringing on right now, he gave a talk at Income Building Live in 2026, just a couple months ago. He gave his talk about beating analysis paralysis, being successful, and you'll hear his entire story. And so I brought on to the stage, the main stage at Income Building Live, hundreds of people in the audience, and he was a little nervous, but he crushed it, did an amazing job. And I thought, you know what? Like the people there at the conference, they benefited a ton. But man, my audience, we get thousands of downloads on our episodes. Why don't I have you guys also benefit from his amazing experience? Well, I have a fantastic real estate investor, fantastic student here at Master Passive Income, and he's going to walk you through, as an engineer, as somebody who gets analysis paralysis, how he's beat that and now doing so amazingly successful in his real estate investing. I have one of the Master Passive Income students and Inner Circle member, Tom Morrissey, going to walk us through how he's invested in real estate and how you can too, and beat analysis paralysis. All right, here we go.
It feels very weird to be standing here because 4 years ago was the first time I sat out and at Rubicon 23 and was out there learning. And so I was surprised when Dustin asked, "Hey, do you want to do a short little, speech and talk to people about our journey?" And I said yes because I've learned to say yes when things are uncomfortable. So I said yes, and then I really had to start thinking about our journey and what it was that we were doing and how we got here and why I'm standing here. So it does feel very weird, but there I am. I'm a husband, father, software engineer, income builder. I did get that on there, not a real estate investor, and MPI member. And just as a little bit of quick background, I have 3 daughters. My wife and I, we have 28, 26, and 20-year-old. And so we're empty nesters. So why are we doing this now? And I get to that in a moment. But I've been a W-2 employee my whole life. My whole family has been W-2 employees. And, I didn't know any other way. I didn't know, entrepreneurial. I wasn't a business thinker. And so this has been very interesting and fun and weird journey for us. So let me step. So why am I here? So these were the things that I wanted to be able to share with you is our real estate investing journey over these past 4 years or so, the speed bumps we faced and how we're overcoming them. We haven't overcome all of them, but we are working on that. But they feel very ordinary. I feel like, okay, I'm going to tell you some of the same things, but what I found is that, especially being around such great people in the room, and the speakers and presenters that I've met and gotten to know over the last few years, is that a lot of these hurdles are all the same ones that we all have to overcome. The first one, and the big speed bump, is analysis paralysis. And there's 3 hurdles that I found as I've been going through this is why. That's a big hurdle, understanding your why, the knowledge that you need, and then the confidence that you need to be a real estate investor or income builder. Hey, it works. So the first hurdle in all of this was, why even do this? I mean, I'm older. Got my 3 kids, they're empty nesters, but why do I even want to do this? And the why was the biggest hurdle for us to really kind of overcome. And I'll get to what brought us to doing real estate investing, but peeling the onion and the 5 whys, they're all about the same thing. And I'm a computer science engineer. And so like Juan, we say root cause analysis. So root cause analysis is what we're going to do to understand the why. But the why, I always heard people had the same things. Well, I want financial freedom. I want to travel. I want to do this and that. And I remember the first Rubicon I went to, 2023. I knew there's a mutual friend of Dustin, Julie Hawley, and I had met up with her, and she was helping me with some investing as well. And I remember and I told her, she said, well, why are you doing this? And I said, well, I want to quit my job. And she looked at me and she said, why? And I was like, well, doesn't everybody want to quit their job? Nobody wants to work for a living. But she really made me think about that. And what came out of that was, there's the 5 whys. And the 5 whys, if you're not quite familiar with it, is when you ask a question, and when somebody, and then they say, they ask you a question, and you give them an answer, and then they say, well, why? And you give them the next answer, and they say, well, why? And there's a very famous song called Human Nature that Michael Jackson recorded, written by Steve Porcaro from Toto, and he wrote that song because his daughter kept asking him why over and over and over again. And that's really peeling the onion, is those 5 whys. And so as I've thought about it, and I spent a little bit of time reflecting on it, we've actually spent way too much time thinking about it, of what our why was.
And I want to pause for a quick second and share that honestly, I really want you to invest in real estate. Now, my new goal is to help 1 million people invest in real estate. So 2 things I would ask from you. Number 1, if you get anything out of this episode, please share it with somebody else. Just say, hey, check out Dustin and Master Passive Income. He really wants to help 1 million people to invest in real estate. That's number 1. Number 2, I want to get you to invest in real estate. Get my real estate investing course absolutely for free. Text the word rental, RENTAL to 33777. Rental to 33777. I'll literally give you my course, show you how to find an area of the country to invest, how to build the business first. I always talk about that, and how to find the right properties, how to make sure you're getting experts to do the work for you, and scale the business to where you're making $250 or more in passive income. Scale it to quit your job. I'll literally get to you, or go to masterpassiveincome.com/free course. Obviously, it'll be in the description, but I really, really want you to invest in real estate, because the more that actual, normal, everyday people own real estate, the better everybody's life gets.
Our why is, we've got 28, 26, and a 20-year-old, 3 daughters. Grandkids are coming soon. And, I'm a worker. I don't mind working, whether it's W-2, my own business, or whatever. I'm a worker. But I want to be with my grandkids. I don't want to be a once a year, see them at Christmas or on the holidays grandparent. I want to be around my grandkids all the time. And if my kids are living in different parts of the country, I want the freedom to be able to go over and spend 3 months over there in Arizona, spend 3 months in Virginia, and really get to know my grandkids on that. So that really is the big why that is driving why I am doing real estate and taking this interesting journey along the way. But just uncovering that and discovering that through discussion and that, my wife and I spent a lot of time trying to figure out, what the heck are we even doing? I can get a job anytime I need it. I'm not worried about that. So that was really one of the first hurdles that we kind of jumped over. The second one, kind of going in parallel, was knowledge. I don't even know anything about real estate. So I did look, at different ways to do money, starting business, doing different types of investing. But why real estate? I don't know anything about it. I have no entrepreneurial or investing experience. But what drove this was I've been a W-2 employee and cybersecurity software engineer for decades. And the job I had previous to my current job, I was there for 25 years. And I was there for 25 years. I built a $500 million business with the other team leaders there. And after 25 years, I always thought, we would be the people turning the lights off when when you leave the room. If it's going to go down, ship's going down, we're going to be the last people out. But after 25 years, the company said, so long, thanks for all the fish. Not needed anymore. All those 25 years, all that sweat and equity that you put in to get that W-2, to pay your mortgage, to feed your kids, and have a few fun vacations, all gone, just like that. And that was in 2020. Now, to back up, just the year before, in 2019, we actually bought our first rental property completely wrong. We bought it for all the wrong reasons. We actually bought it. It's actually here in Nashville. We love Nashville. It's our second home. We bought it because we said, well, we can retire in Nashville and somebody else can pay the mortgage at least, for a decade or two. But if you looked at the numbers, if you ran it through Dustin's green light analyzer, it would have been red for everything. Just the completely wrong property to buy, but we loved the property and we still own it. The only reason why it's successful now is because of inflation. The fact that inflation went crazy in the last 5 years, that's the only thing that saved us, rents and appreciation. And a really low mortgage rate, which was nice. So in 2020, when I got laid off, took off a few months, thought about it, said, I need to do something. But first I went and got a job, and we moved from California over to Florida, into Tampa, which is our new home base now. And but after we got settled, we said, I need to do something. So now we're into 2021. In 2021, I started going on that learning binge, watching different videos, learning everything I can, trying to figure out what kind of investing I wanted to do. And real estate was, I already have this house. It's breaking even at best. But maybe I can do that. I want to see if I can do, buy more homes. And so I started watching different videos and came across Dustin's, MPI videos and started watching it. And the thing that really stuck out for me with Dustin was build a business. That was it. That was the tagline. That was the moneymaker for him, which is build a business. And he's serious about it. And I said, okay, I got to go meet him. And so I went to RubeCon in 2023. That was the first one I went to. I had no idea what I was doing. And maybe some of you, if this is your first real estate conference, you get to real estate and you go, well, there's long-term, there's short-term, there's medium-term, there's self-storage, there's car wash, there's residential assisted living, there's commercial, there's multifamily, there's 2 to 4 door things. You can do all of these different types of investing. And I was just like, okay, I don't know what to do. But I knew I wanted to build a business after I was at that first one, which takes me to our third hurdle, which was, I don't have the confidence to do this. I don't know if I can do this. I mean, there's so many different options. Can I really do this? Is this something that, we're able to put sweat equity into? And as to back up, I am an overthinker. For Myers-Briggs people, I'm INTP, which means I think about something, and then I think about it a little bit more, and then I might think about it a little bit more, and tend to move at a slower pace, but that's completely opposite of the other part of me, which is that Roger mentioned, which is I'm a musician, so I can be very impulsive too. So I have to always try to balance the two. So went to RubeCon 2023 and walked out saying, I need to learn. So I literally spent about 10 months studying all the different types of real estate investing. And at the end of it, I said, okay, I need to start easy. So we decided we were going to do long-term rentals. So came back to RubeCon 2024 in St. Louis. And when I jump into things, I tend to jump into them a little bit, I can't, I need to participate a little bit. And so William and Dustin, they were looking for volunteers. So I said, I'll volunteer. I'll sit in the booth. And I met some of you in the audience through sitting in that booth in 2024. But that was when I said, okay, I want to do long-term rentals. So I went into RubeCon with the focus to learn about long-term rentals, which was great. And out of that, I joined Dustin's group coaching. And so the group coaching was just such an incredible learning experience because I've gotten to meet a number of the people that are in the room, the other presenters. I've been on calls with all of them over the last 2 years. Every month we meet. And what I've learned was, we all deal with the confidence and the knowledge, but we all have the same problems. And there's nothing unique about, which market should I invest in? What kind of property should I look at? What kind of numbers should I be looking at? And when you talk to people and they run into problems, I got to evict somebody, or I need to deal with, some major repair. Everybody has these same issues. And so you get that confidence in knowing that, hey, they can do it, I can do it. And so that was RubeCon 2024. RubeCon 2025 last year came back again, really fixed. Now I knew I wanted to do the long term. I was learning a lot about it, so started making contacts with some of the vendors out there. we've been working with NCH. They cleaned up a lot of our titling that was all messed up from the first home, because the first home we bought in 2019 here in Nashville, we did it all wrong. Like I said, the titling was wrong and everything, and it was all messed up. So NCH was able to help us through that. And we bought our second home. So we have a second home now, a long-term rental in Birmingham, and that's probably our primary market. We're continuing to look there. And what's been so great about the group coaching is we've built a lot of that confidence. So we did group coaching, and then after we came out of Rubicon 2025, we did one-on-one coaching with Charles, and which is great because if anybody, if you've ever seen any of those military movies, Officer and a Gentleman and that, if you've got your drill sergeant telling you more offers, look at those properties, get those offers out, you really start to drill it into yourself that these are the actions that you have to take every single day. And so the one-on-one coaching really, really spurred us. And so we actually were able to put in a lot of offers last year. Unfortunately, none of those offers, most of them didn't get accepted. I think of all the offers we put in, we had 5 that were accepted. And of the 5 that were accepted, all of them fell through for different reasons and all for good reasons. The last one that fell through was just back in December. And what was interesting about that is, in addition to the one-on-one coaching we were doing with Charles, is we did attend the mastermind. So we attended the mastermind in September, where I got to know many of the coaches and the other MPI team members even more closely. And then we were also at the one here in January. And I came in to January and I was like, I'm so depressed. All these things fell through. We haven't been able to buy. I mean, I had a goal of buying a certain number of homes before Income Builder, 26. And it was that mind frame of in that mastermind that they said, well, it was good that all of these deals fell through. I mean, I learned something. I actually learned something. So there was success in those deals that fell through, because they're not losses, they're not failures. They're definitely learning experiences, because now I can be even sharper when I look at properties and when I make those offers and know every nook and cranny to look in when I'm looking at the properties. So, the mastermind is what we found. That's kind of our sweet spot that we like, because we've gotten to know Dustin and Charles and William and Jeremy and Charles Seaman and Charles Rose. And what, Dustin mentioned that Charles was going to talk about, a hurdle that he's had to overcome recently. And so what's interesting is when you get into those rooms and you get to spend those extra days, those 2 days with these people, and you find out they're having the same problems too. I mean, but they just deal with it. They move through it. And so the masterminds we found and the people that we work with have been just so incredible. And, when we came out of the Rubicon 2024, we actually, in a small little mastermind, a side mastermind, with people that I've met that are Rubicon and MPI students in that. And we meet every 2 weeks. We spend an hour every 2 weeks, and we help each other. We talk about the problems. 2 of the participants that are 2 of the people in our mastermind, they're actually students with Kirby, and they've done, in the last 2 years, they've done their short-term rentals and purchased in that. And so, they're taking action, and I learn from every mistake that they make, and they learn from all my mistakes, and we encourage each other and help each other, and we've been able to be there and support each other, which has been fantastic. So, being in the room has been what we found is the most important thing, and so that's why we're back here, and that's why I said yes, because I wanted to be able to share that with all of you. So for us, the analysis paralysis were 3 key things that we found that we had to overcome, which is finding our why. I'm an INTP, I take small steps, so it's okay not to be a sprinter. There's some sprinters in here, and I think that's fantastic, and I look up to all of them. I admire them, but it's okay not to be a sprinter. And what I found is getting around the right people to mentor you and support you. I don't know about you, but I can't really talk to my, people I work with, my family or friends. They don't get it. They don't think this way. They're not entrepreneurs. And so being around the right people that you can have those right conversations and the learning conversations with are so, so critical. And that's been one of the biggest takeaways that I've found over the last 3 years that I've been coming to the different Rubicon and income builders. And so what I would leave you with as a thought on this is real estate investing is not golf. It's not tennis. It's a team sport. It's football, baseball, soccer, hockey. Pick your basketball. Pick your sport. It's a team sport. And what I would tell all of you is to take advantage. Roger's had you look around at the people around and talk. But I'd say look around the room, because these are the people. This is the team that you're on, and these are the people that are here with you on that. Take advantage of that, because whatever steps wherever you're stuck, somebody else has overcome that. Wherever somebody else is stuck, maybe you've overcome that. So you're going to find people in the room that you will establish relationships with. And whether it's your own personal mastermind, whether it's group coaching one-on-one, other masterminds, you got to get into those rooms. You got to get around the right people, because when you go home, you're going to feel great. And a week from now, you're going to feel great. And then maybe a month from now, if you're not having those conversations with the people that are in this room or doing real estate investing, it'll feel a little bit more like golf. and it's a team sport. You need the team around you to succeed. So that's what I wanted to share with all of you today. That's the end. I think I made my time, Dustin. Thank you.
And that is it for today. Go ahead and get my free real estate investing course. Text the word rental to 33777. RENTAL to 33777. You can also join my Real Estate Wealth Builders group coaching. Get all my courses. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next show. See ya.